Gentlemen, welcome back. We just wrapped up week 2. I'm your host, Tom Ace Rothstein. And as you can tell, I'm sporting a neck brace this week. After a rough week, a lot of guys getting hurt, a lot of DTDs, a lot of DLs. My team's a little banged up right now. We're going to see what happens, though. Hopefully, I get a guy DL eligible so I could activate Yuri Gurriel. Yeah, but fucking banged up. Posey wound up getting hurt. I don't know, out of nowhere. Josh Harrison probably broke his hand. Took a pitch right on his hand that he broke last year. Definitely broke it. Jose Martinez, 2 bad feet. All these guys just going day to day. Yelich doesn't come back when he's eligible, of course not, because he has an oblique injury, and those are really tricky injuries. Probably not going to be back. I'm not expecting him back next week, put it that way. Just because it's an oblique, and they're really tough to tell how quick you're going to be back. I want to go back here with the Ohtani counter. Ohtani didn't pitch this week because he got froze out. Yes, he got froze out. It was freezing in Kansas City, so he didn't pitch. The MLB just said, listen, we're not going to play. It's 11 degrees outside. Too cold. He still has 3 home runs for, 1 on the against. He's the real deal. I don't got to talk much more about him. I'm going to go straight into my matchup with Patty. Matchup of the week, probably. Yeah, I'd say so. Patty with the 3rd most points. Me with the 1st most points. That's what I do. Back-to-back weeks. Leading the way here. Probably had a chance for 700 points, but guys getting injured, guys getting rained out, couple starts pushed back. Only wound up starting 8 pitches out of 10. Kind of fucked me. I got screwed. I mean, all these guys were supposed to pitch during the weekend, and all their games get rained out. I can't do anything about that. I would have wound up starting 9 guys, but I wound up benching Jake Faria because he was playing the Phillies, and I like what the Phillies are doing hitting-wise. They got a nice young team there. But Patty, tremendous hitting display. Your team completely showed me up hitting-wise. 4 guys going over 49 points. Moustakas, Pham, Seager, Baez. Let's see, 4, 6, 7. 10 home runs between those 4 guys. They were fucking crushing. Moose absolutely killed me. Every time I looked down, he had an extra base hit. Javier Baez only has 5 hits on the week, 4 of them being home runs. He wound up having a huge double in that huge comeback win, the 10-2 comeback win the Cubs had on Saturday. Line drive double. Actually, it wasn't even a line drive. Ground ball double through the left side, and it goes all the way to the wall. He really hit that ball hard. But Patty, what I'm not liking about your team right now is your pitching. Your pitching staff right now, okay? You got 2 guys that I like, Barrios and DeGrom. Everyone else I'm not completely sold on. Not sold on J.A. Happ yet. He had a couple decent starts early on in the year. Don't like Cole Hamels at all. He's old. He's Cole Hamels. He's got a 4 or 5 ERA right now. Does have only 1 quality start. I guess he's the ace of that staff. It's not really saying much because they really don't have too many pitchers there. But yeah, pitching's a little weak. You had a Estrada too that you wound up picking up this week. I thought he was going to have a nice start. He winds up getting hurt mid-game. He goes DTD, as they say. But what really did you in is Jose Quintana and Michael Fulmer. Those 2 guys scoring minus 7.4 for Quintana, minus 6.8 for Fulmer. Really did you in. It's almost 15 points 14 points right there that you could have had if you just had 0. If you just didn't start the guys. But I can't say not to start a guy because that's just ridiculous. You got to start. If you have the starters, you should start them. Put it that way. You had to start these guys. They were kind of must starts. You were behind in points by a lot, and you just had to start all these guys. They didn't have great matchups. Fulmer going into Cleveland. Quintana playing the Braves. The Braves are one of the best offenses in baseball somehow. Even like Mike Minor only scoring 2.2 points, playing in Houston. Those are real tough starts. That's why most of these guys are on the wire. Like Mike Minor, he's going to be on the wire because He's got to pitch against tough teams in the West. You know, you go against the Mariners. You're playing against Houston. Those are two really good offenses. He's probably gonna play them probably 5 to 6 times a year, pitching against them. But yeah, those two bottom guys, Quintana and Fulmer, did you in. You don't have those guys, you wind up winning the week, believe it or not. I won by 10. They scored -14. But yeah, your hitters, they're on point right now. Charlie Blackmon gets hurt. Out all the entire week, comes back on the weekend, hits 2 home runs, one off Strasburg, one off Scherzer. I think he had a back injury and quad injury. I thought he was going to go to the DL. Nope, he just comes back and just starts slugging again like he does. Lindor, another guy, really slow first week, but comes back, does what he does, goes 7 for 22 bats. That's about a 300 average for the week. A couple extra base hits, home run, 5 RBIs, 5 runs scored, a couple stolen bases. And then, yeah, that's about it. Trey Mancini, I think he got... Did he get... No, he's healthy, thank God. And then Marwin Gonzalez couldn't do it for you last night. I think he was one of your last guys going. I think Altuve, but Marwin Gonzalez winds up with negative. I think you were down like 8 or 9 points. He hits a home run. He drives in a couple runs. So you wind up winning, which is crazy to think I had any chance of fucking losing, going into a huge lead on the weekend, and all my starters gets pushed back. All these games get postponed. All my guys get hurt. It's a perfect shitstorm for a loss for me. Scoring the second most points. I could have totally seen it coming. Going into the next matchup, Jay Jerkiniggas versus I beg your pardon. Gordo, I'm gonna clap it up for you. Nice pickup with Keuchel. Top 30 pitcher in my eyes. Lefty, got very nice stuff, plays for a good team, good defense. He's going to win ball games. He's their ace. You know, if the postseason starts tomorrow, I think he's going number 1, okay? He's my guy number 1 for the Astros. But yeah, great pickup. You're picking up everyone. Adams dropping, it looks like. Chapman, we're going to talk about Chapman a little bit. But first, before I talk about your team anymore, I want to go back to Jay's team because I'm going to start with Jay. Jay, you did a little bit better than I thought you were going to do. But you're another team. You need pitching. Just like Patty's team, I see it runs in the family, okay? You guys, you need pitching. Okay? My girlfriend's going to stop texting me because I'm mid-video right now, and I ain't stopping. All right? Keep it going. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Justin Bour, your leading hitter on the week. Who would have thought? Justin Bour tore it up. 42 points. 4 home runs on the week. He was crushing, man. Justin Upton, another solid 34 points. Machado, 32 points. Always up there. He's always going to be in your top half. But like I said, your pitching is weak. And when I see Trevor Williams having the most points for your pitchers, it gets me a little nervous, okay? Even starting 10 pitchers, you only had 25 points being your high pitcher, which is really, it's not great. It's decent, but it's not great. You see everyone else's pitchers, and these guys are throwing up 35, 40 points for a really good start. But yeah, Trevor Williams, he did pitch a really good game. 5 strikeouts, though. Not really high strikeout guy. You really just plugged and popped him. Who do they play? When they played Chicago, which was crazy because the Cubs have a decent offense, but you know, no Rizzo being there because I thought he had cancer, but he doesn't. But yeah, your pitching, I don't like your pitching. Gausman, after a bad first start, I think I wound up dropping him real quick because I was already fed up with him. I don't know why, but I dropped him. I shouldn't have dropped him. But yeah, let's look at your pitching. Look at guys like Stroman. Not huge on Stroman. He was like, for years, like he was always like drafted high as a pitcher, as a starting pitcher, and I don't know why. You look at this year, he's 123rd overall starting pitcher right now. It's horrible. Don't drop him just yet. See what he has. He could be a high strikeout guy. I think he might figure it out. The only bad thing against him, he does have to play in the AL East. You got to play the Yankees. You got to play the Red Sox a lot. It's going to be tough for me to start a guy like him against the Red Sox or Yankees, especially on the road, in whatever stadium they're playing in. But yeah, you're led by Severino. He is a very young, good pitcher. Hopefully, he can repeat his performance from last year. Jordy Montgomery comes back with a decent start, fires a quality start. Arrieta, not. I don't know why they paid him. I don't know why the Phillies paid him. He's just not. He's not what he was. Okay. 6 strikeouts on the year. Only 2 starts though. Only 1 strikeout against the Rays, which is really weird because the Rays aren't a really good hitting team. I played Miami the other game, so 2 really, really, really bad hitting teams on the bottom. Probably the bottom 5 in the league. They're probably on the all the way on the bottom with every single counting stat, average, home runs, extra base hits, everything. They're bad. He pitched in Tampa too, which is a really good stadium to pitch in for any pitcher. I think he's your number 2. It's either him or Sherman being your number 2, and I'm not sold on either of them. Rich Hill, 0 points. Yeah, bad start. I'll chalk it up to that. But he did have another bad start against San Francisco the game before. I think, is he the guy with blisters? I think he's the guy with blisters in LA. It's either him or Wood. I don't know. One of those guys gets blisters a ton. I'm always nervous with that. Any pitcher getting blisters. It seems like when I'm pretty sure they changed the ball, and I think they changed the stitching maybe a little bit, and you see a lot more guys going down with blister injuries this year. Last year, as opposed to years in the past. And last year, of course, is the year that the home run came into full effect into what we see now. It was the most home runs ever, even through the steroid era. Last year, and that was because they changed the ball. But yeah, like I said, the pitching, not very good right now. The hitting's not very good as well, but we can work with that. You gotta keep on the wire, keep picking up guys. You know Votto's gonna come into being Joey Votto again. Don't worry about him right now. That's the least of your worries. He's gonna start hitting. He's gonna be throwing up 40, 50 points some weeks, 60 points even the weeks he goes off. You're fine with him. Once it starts heating up in Cincinnati, it's too fucking cold there. Once it starts heating up there, and the ball's fucking flying, and he's gonna have 4 or 5 home runs a week playing in Cincinnati for 6, 7 games. You're fine with him. Don't worry. But yeah, look at adding a pitcher. Look at these young guys. You're gonna see a lot of these young guys start getting called up. All these the rookies. The deadline just passed for an extra year eligibility. It was Saturday. You're gonna see a ton of rookies get called up. Be on the lookout for them because you're going to see some of these guys they're going to come into a starting spot because the guy gets hurt. Maybe a pitcher, maybe just spot starting here or there, has 2 good starts and, they name him a pitcher for the rest of the year. Definitely be on the lookout for that. There's a ton of guys in the top 100 prospects that are ready to get called up. Then Gordon, I'm looking at your team and I'm saying, damn, the rich get richer with pitching. Okay, not only do you have Scherzer, but you got Kershaw. Not only do you have Kershaw, but you got Keuchel. Not only do you have Keuchel, but you got Corbin. Okay, you got really good pitchers, Gordo. Really good pitchers. I don't think you have enough of them. Okay, in fantasy baseball, it's not about the race and the horse. It's about the horses in the race. With pitching, you need a ton of them. You need 7 to 9 starting pitchers on your team that you can depend on, because there's not always going to be 2 start weeks. There's not. You're going to see it this week with Scherzer and Kershaw. Maybe they take a loss. They only go 5 innings this week, both of them. They give up 4 or 5 runs. Sometimes it happens. They give up a fluke home run here and there. They only score 15 points. You're going to have a tough time with that. Your team is built on ace pitching because you have 2 of probably top 5. Yeah, let's say they're top 5. Just throwing it out there. They're both top 5 pitchers. But then you go down the list. You got Paxton, okay, another top 25, top 20 guy. Keuchel, top 30 guy, definitely. But then after that, Sonny Gray, really 2 bad starts. I don't think you could start Sonny Gray whenever he plays the Red Sox because he just gets hit hard. And he hasn't really been that great this year. Only averaging 10 points. Toronto fucking hit him hard. Corbin first two starts, stud-like. We were like, wow, this guy's fucking really good. Comes a little bit back down to earth. Doesn't get the quality start. If he winds up getting the quality start, he goes up over 25. He's still pitching really well. And Manaea, what the hell, Manaea? Another 24 points from him. But I think you need one more, Gordo. I think you need one more. You only have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, you do have 7. Okay. I'm sorry about that, Gordo. I bite my tongue about that. But I definitely think you need one more because 7 guys, if they only go once a week, which is going to happen, you're going to see it. 7 guys once a week, that's only 7 out of 10 starts. You're going to need to be either streaming guys or hoping someone's on a double start, maybe 2 guys on a double start. Doesn't always happen. I've seen that a lot of your guys have pitched 3-4 games already. Looking at Scherzer, he pitched 4 games already. He leads the league in innings probably because he's pitched the most. But yeah, Gordo, your team pitches, okay? That's what your team is built on. That's what you have to be happy about. The hitting, though, is what you shouldn't be happy about. Because Josh Donaldson getting hurt and Jonathan Schoop getting hurt kills you. I think those are your first 2 hitters off the board. And then both of them going to the DL. Donaldson with the bulky shoulder. Schoop, I think, had the oblique injury. And oblique injuries, like I said, are very, very, very tricky. But one guy who I think is going to be fantasy stud this year, Matt Chapman. This guy has cut his strikeout rate in half while also keeping his base on ball rate the same. He's hitting the shit out of the ball. He's the number 1 overall third baseman. He's averaging over 6 a game. Gordo, really, really good pickup with him. Adam drops another guy that you just scoop up. That's what happens. It's fantasy baseball. Guys get picked up and dropped all the time. They get used and abused left and right. You're going to see a lot of guys. Some of these guys who are just like fringy players, they're going to get picked up like 7, 8, 10 times for the entire year. Chapman's not going to be one of them because he's locked on Gordo's team. He should be staying on Gordo's team for the rest of the year. If he ever gets dropped, whoever has the first wave claim is getting him. He should never get dropped. Bregman, nice week. Adam Ottavino is a guy. He's averaging, I think his strikeout rate is about 18 strikeouts per 9, which is ridiculous. You look at the best closers in baseball, they don't even average like 14 or 15. Whit Merrifield really not doing too well. They dropped him in the order. They're batting in 5th now. Conforto, as he gets back to speed with things, he's going to be fine. It's cold in New York right now. I think he'll be fine. Really good pick with him. And then Paul DeJong, doing Paul DeJong things and just striking out a ton. Going 4 for 23 on the week. Next matchup I want to talk about is the Carpenters versus my mother's ass, Gloria's ass. And the Carpenters hammered my mother's ass this week by almost 200 points. Pete, I'm looking at your team right now, and I'm a-looking and I'm a-liking. Okay? Paul Goldschmidt, a perennial top 5 guy every single year, falls because everyone's afraid of the humidor, including me. Throws up 60 points on the week, 4 home runs. He went absolutely apeshit this week. Hit a home run off Kershaw yesterday. Hit a home run on Saturday. 2 against the Giants. He's great, Goldschmidt. I don't think it's going to matter about this whole humidor thing there for him because he's just a great hitter. Some guys it might, but not him. Carlos Martinez, 55 points. Nice 2-star pitcher. Plug, pop, 15 Ks, 13 innings. Scott, the Kingery. Love this guy. Huge on him. Have him in another league. Marco tells Pete to fucking pick him up probably. And Pete picks him up. What are you going to do? Great pickup, Pete. 52 points on the week. Hitting blasts. He's a great hitter. He's the super utility guy there. He's playing everywhere. Short, some games at third, some games at second, some games at outfield. He's going to start getting eligibility all over the field, and he's going to be a great guy to own. He's going to be like a Marwin Gonzalez type guy. You just plug and pop him all over the field. The Syndergaard yesterday pitched in a really nice game in the fucking freezing cold. 49 points, 2 starts. Didn't get the quality start yesterday. That pitch count went a little high early on. I think he threw 30 pitches in the first inning. A couple good at-bats from Lorenzo Cain and Eric Thames. Jose Pirela, This guy, where the hell did he come from? Oh yeah, the Yankees. Yeah, he went 3 for 5 yesterday. Triple, double, single. Not that, no big deal. He had like 21 points yesterday. Um, he's batting in the meat of that lineup. I think he's either batting 2, 3, or 4 every game. Definitely not no Chase Headley, but big ups to Chase Headley, who's batting 42 in honor to Jackie Robinson. He's batting .042 just for Jackie Robinson on Jackie Robinson Day. Good for you. You're the man, Chase Headley. Yeah, but Pirella, he's really coming into his own in San Diego. Quick guy, fast guy, could hit could hit a lot of extra base hits this year. I think he has about 7 or 8 extra base hits, doubles, singles, doubles, triples, home runs. I think he has 2 or 3 triples on the year. Really quick guy. Bulls get out in that gap in San Diego. He's running. Mitch Haniger picked up by Pete, 32 points. He's a stud. He's batting 4 in that lineup. Bryce Harper, a decent week, 30 points. Nothing crazy. Not Bryce Harper like, put it that way. Asdrubal Cabrera juicing with 28 points. Cody Bellinger, 26 points, 6 points. Reese Hoskins, 23 points. Pete got the hitters. Pete got the pitchers. Pete is a scary team to play. I get to play him next week. I have the worst luck because this is the worst time to play the best team when your team is hurt. And I got to face this fucking guy. And I'm probably going to wind up losing because I'm just so damn hurt. I can't field the full team hitting-wise. Hopefully some guys go on the DL for me. But Robbie Ray has been a bit of a disappointment this year, to say the least. Walking a ton of guys this year. He's got, 10, 11 walks in 3 starts. It's really not that good. He's got like a 6... I think he's averaging like 6 walks per 9, which is absolutely horrible for a starting pitcher. You're not going to go deep into ball games. You're lucky if he gets a quality start right now. He'll be good. Lance McCullers Jr. Then let's see who else. Oh, you picked up Joe Panic, huh? Joe Panic. Oh, you had Joe Panic. Joe Panic came back down to earth this week after exploding the first week. But then I'm looking at my mother's ass, Jack's team. It's disgusting. The team isn't that good. Jack drafts with a RotoWire app, and he's been drafting with it for football for multiple years. He chose to do it in baseball this year, and of course it was a bad choice again. Jack does the value-based draft. He drafts purely based on value. You can't do that every time. Sometimes if you need a guy in a certain spot, you take that guy over a guy who's a little bit more value. Mookie Betts has tremendous value. 48 points on the week. Drafted 7th overall. He was a top 5 pick last year. Taken a little bit after after the 5th pick this year because he had a down year last year with I think he batted 270 about. His BABIP was unbelievably low. He was incredibly unlucky. Definitely going to be fine this year. He's going to be a stud. He's a great outfielder. One of the big parts of the Killer Bees. Josh Hader, Jack, 38 points. You picked him up before this whole shit happened in Milwaukee with Knievel getting hurt. And he's a fireman, okay? He's a guy that's going to get brought in, and he's going to pitch against the best part of whatever team's lineup, no matter what inning it is. Once they go to the bullpen, he's going to pitch the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, depending on who's coming up to bat. He's going to be like the Andrew Millers of the world, the Chris Davinskys of the world, those guys, Archie Bradley's, the guys that come in facing the best guys in the lineup because they're the best pitcher in the pen. Gary Cole, 35 points. Coming back down to earth with 35 points, believe it or not. No, he's averaging 35. He's got 34, 35, 36. He's done something only one other pitcher has done, and that pitcher is Nolan Ryan. And that stat is he's had more than 11 strikeouts in his first 3 starts. And that was the first time since Nolan Ryan and the only other time since Nolan Ryan. Pretty incredible stat right there. Houston's doing good things with their pitchers. It seems if you pitch in Houston, you're automatically just become a stud. Looking at Charlie M, looking at him, looking even a little bit towards Lance McCullers at the beginning of last year before he got hurt. He was really, really good. Hasn't been good since that injury last year, though. Joey Gallo, Another guy cutting down on his K rate. You cut down on the K rate, your points are going to go up automatically, just because you're not going to go negative. And he has done that. He's been striking out, but he hasn't been striking out like the Joey Gallo of years past. You take this guy with 40 home runs last year. Instead of batting 215, he bats 250, 260. He's a completely different ball player. He's a tremendous value for where Jack got him if he does that. I think he has a shot to do that this year. But see, like guys like Nick Markakis, like I think he's performing a little bit better than a lot of people thought, and most of the times with a guy like Markakis, yeah, he's a proven commodity. Eventually, they just start giving way to younger players that could hit better, that could run better, that could field better. I think Acuna is going to come up, and I think he's going to cause a clusterfuck in that outfield. He's going to be basically the fourth outfielder that's going to start 3-4 games a week, and it's going to fuck up everyone's playing time out there. The only way it doesn't is if a guy gets hurt there. But like you look at Preston Tucker too. Like Preston Tucker got to play. A guy like him has to play. He's having the best start of his career. But I think Markakis might be the guy that he might fill in for Acuna. And then Ryan Zimmerman is having such a bad start. I already dropped him in another league, and I drafted him like in the 120 range, and I dropped him. He's having a horrible start. He's averaging 1.3 points a game. He sits twice a week. He needs to go to the AL because he can't field anymore. He can't be out there anymore. Spring training came around this year, and he didn't even play in a spring training game. He was playing in the minor league spring training games because he's banged up a lot. He's old, probably juiced at one point in his life. Yu Darvish, though, not doing what Jack thought he was doing. Jack's very high on you. I'm very high on you. Not you, Jack, but Yu Darvish. He's got a 6 ERA right now. Couple of tough matchups with Milwaukee and Atlanta, but the matchup where he should have pitched good against Miami, he pitched really bad, and I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if it's the elbow. I know he probably needs elbow UCL surgery just because these Asian players coming into the league, they aren't really used to pitching every fifth day. They're used to pitching once a week. Every sixth day they pitch. That's the way they do it out there. It's a whole different style that they play. But Jack, you got to start more than 8 guys. Probably didn't. You only started 8 guys because of the tremendous amount of postponements this weekend. I've never seen anything like it. Jackie Robinson Day wasn't Jackie Robinson Day in my eyes. There was about 5 or 6 games rained out. It was really bad. Really tough to manage when you get so many games that are canceled, especially when you're relying on guys towards the end of the week to be those starters like I did. Sometimes you can't do anything about it, Jack. It's tough. Next matchup I'm going to go into, A to the Rizzo versus La Familia. Rizzo, thank God he's coming back. Okay, he doesn't have cancer. Thank God, because I wish cancer upon the guy. I went back on the video, and I fully wish cancer on him. Horrible, horrible thing to say. Poor guy. But Michael, you led by Michael again, okay? Well, not again, but last week he was slow. This week he comes back to being Michael. Mike Trout, 46.9 points. 3 home runs on the week. Mike Trout's always going to be your number 1 guy, no matter what. Don't ever trade him. You will never get proper value. Don't trade him. Don't even look at Gordo, okay? Don't do it. JD Martinez hits a grand slam against the Yankees, 44 points. Another guy had a slow first week. Dylan fucking Ted Bundy, 36.6 points. 2 starts, though. Took 2 losses. Gave up 3 runs and took 2 losses. Does that suck? Yes, it does. Had a quality start against Toronto and still got the loss. Pitched against Boston, gave up 1 run in 5 2/3, got the loss. So, just tough luck from him. Bartolo Colon, what a fucking start that was. Match, almost wound up winning this week. Bartolo Colon, if you never know. Anything can happen. But if Bartolo Colon throws a complete game shutout, I think you wind up winning. I think you get like another 25 points or something. You wind up winning the matchup. But yeah, he pitched to fucking the lights out. He definitely juiced up in the dugout. He's like 46 years old. What the hell is this guy doing in the majors still? But man, I like Joey Lucchesi a lot. Two reasons why I like him a lot. He's a lefty, number one, and he's Italian, number two. Love him. He has really good stuff, really sneaky stuff, sneaky fast. They're saying for him, and they say like a lot of these lefties who aren't highly touted prospects, they say that a lot of these guys become really good pitchers because they have like a funky delivery or they're sneaky fast and they wind up being really good. I have no clue why, but this guy's pitching really well. He's a guy you definitely got to hold on to. He's a top 15 guy right now, averaging 21 points a game. Hold on to him. Let's see what he got. If you could offer him in a trade offer, I would package him. But I'm definitely holding Lucchesi right now. I think he's really good. Cano, 4 for 15 on the week. 21 points, though. Solid, decent week. Billy Hamilton, he's leading off now in Cincinnati. He's not a good hitter. He's like a guy, like I said, like D. Gordon is. D. Gordon is a guy that, like I said, if he learns how to hit, he'll be a good player. Well, Billy Hamilton has to learn how to hit before he becomes a good player because right now he's not a good player. Okay, he really isn't a good player. They started leading him off. I think solely based on the fact is he's the fastest man in the world. That's the only reason why. But other than that, he doesn't get on base. He strikes out. This guy gets on base. If he has a 350 on base percentage, he winds up stealing 100 bases, period. He's a perennial guy under 300 OBP every single year. Can't be having that. Porcello, great start against the Yanks, 31 points. Felipe Vasquez, never heard of him. Comes out of nowhere, completely takes Felipe Rivero, throws him out of the fucking the ESPN system. I don't know if he killed him or what. He has the same face as him. Same stats as he did, and he comes out of nowhere. Felipe Vasquez, stud. I like him a lot. Andrelton Simmons, getting MVP votes last year, strictly on his glove. People forgot that he could hit still. He's the second best overall shortstop on this young year. Match the team. I like it, okay? I think you could definitely make a run. You got to be prepared for when these guys get called up. These minor leaguers that are studs that wind up helping a lot of teams win. Be careful though. Don't start dropping guys like Miguel Sano who did nothing last week because he didn't play. The whole series fucking got rained out in Minnesota. Just be smart with your pickups. If you need help, you could always call me. La Familia Justin, nice fucking week for you. Verlander leading the way with 70 points. Probably should have got the W yesterday. Didn't, strictly based on the fact that Bartolo Colon is a stud. But yeah, two really great starts for him. 20 Ks in 15 innings. DJ LeMahieu, since when does he hit home runs like this? I think he had like 4 home runs last year. He has 5 on the year this year right now. He's a guy that if he bats 300 with 20 home runs in that second base spot, which I definitely think is possible right now at this point. He's got 5 already. I don't know if he's a launch angle guy. His launch angle changed this year, but he's playing in Colorado. It's fantasy-friendly ballpark. LeMahieu's averaging 5.8 points, second best second baseman right now, believe it or not. La Familia. He's the closer. I don't know why people said he wasn't the closer in the Mets bullpen, but he's that dude. He can beat his wife all he wants, but no one's beating him on the field because he's striking everyone out. Strasburg, great game pitched yesterday. Didn't have what it took to get the W, but he did have what it take to go 6 innings. Gave up 4 runs though, but he did what an ace is supposed to do. He fucking carried his team, brought it to the bullpen. They wound up winning late in that game. Todd Frazier has 10 at-bats on the week. Goes 5 for 10 on the week with 31 points. You know what that means? That means he's walking. He's getting on base a lot. His on-base percentage is through the roof. It's got to be in the upwards of the 400s right now. He's batting like 290. This guy was a great signing. He's got the salt. He's got the pepper. Love Todd Frazier. Great clubhouse guy. Zach Wheeler, incredible start against Miami. You could almost start anyone against Miami, and they're going to be good 9 times out of 10. 30 points, big week. They're keeping him up, right? Yeah, he's pitching Tuesday. Good. Vargas is supposed to be back though soon. I don't know what they're going to do with him or Vargas. I think you gotta lean Vargas just because I don't know. I don't know. Someone's gonna get hurt, and they're just gonna put him in. So it doesn't matter. That's what happens with the Mets. D. Gordon, a guy that I said, if he learns how to hit, he'll be a good player. Yeah, he's learned how to hit. And you look at his stolen bases, 4 stolen bases last week, 7 on the year already. He's got a chance for about 80 stolen bases, 90 stolen bases. He's gonna be a really good player if he could keep this average up. He's batting 327 on the year. I don't know if he's gonna keep that up, but those stolen bases they don't lie. He has speed. He's freakishly fast. He's started to hit with Ken Griffey Jr. in the offseason this year, and that's paying dividends. What does he have? 2 home runs? He's got 1 home run on the year, but he's driving the ball. He's playing really well. Mariners got a nice little lineup there. Zach Cozart going to L.A., playing really well. 5th best shortstop, second base. Giancarlo, 26 points after the disastrous 2-5 strikeout games last week. He had a nice week. Rendon gets banged up, takes a foul ball off the foot. Only 16 points. He's fine. He's going to be good. Justin Smoke doesn't play the Yankees, so he decides, hey, I'll just sit this one out this week with 6 points. Familia, Justin, you got a nice team. And we're going to go into our final matchup. Quick appointment versus the Chicago White Sox. It was an incredible matchup. Went down to the wire. But this is a matchup that shouldn't have been this close. Strictly based on the fact that Adam wound up starting 11 pitchers out of 10, and that's one too many. So his number one score for pitchers gets deducted, and that was Corey Kluber, who had 43 points. And it brought that to a really close matchup. I think the last day, yesterday, Sunday, Max scored 70 and Adam only scored 8 because of all the rainouts and postponements. There was definitely a shot Max and Tyler could have won. But Adam, I think you have the best second baseman in baseball right now. Not just saying it just because he's the number 1 overall fantasy player, fantasy second baseman. Strictly because he's on a good team. He's young. He's learning how to hit in a good lineup. He has a good lineup, believe it or not. The Braves were thought to be a horrible team, and they have a really good lineup. He's batting on the top half of that lineup. You got him, you got Swanson, you got Freeman, 3 really good hitters. Acuna might be coming up soon. That's gonna change that lineup a little bit. They might actually start Acuna batting him 7th or 8th, though. I wouldn't be surprised. That's what they do with rookies most of the time. But Albies is fucking tearing the cover off the ball. He's got 103 fantasy points already. Jesus Christ. He's having a really, really good year. Charlie M? You make me pop your fucking eyeball out for Charlie M? 30 points for Charlie M. He is fucking coming out of nowhere. He's averaging 29 on the young year. 28, 28, 30. That's what he's been. He's just been a stud. Quality starts galore. Strikeouts galore. He's looking really good, Charlie Martin. Chris Bryant, 29 points. Nice. Second best third baseman in baseball. Quietly. He only has 2 home runs. That's why he does it quietly. He's hitting for average. He's batting 352. Not striking out a lot. That's what you got to do in order to be really good in points. Not strike out a lot. Joe Mauer was a pickup. I was looking at him I took such a long look at Joe Mauer, and I was like, should I add him? It's like, nah, you know what? I think he's done. Well, he's averaging six points a game on the year. He's actually had a ton of rainouts, so maybe those points are a little skewed. He only has 60 points on the year, so those points are a little skewed. He's only played 10 games. Other teams have played 12, 13, 14 games, so maybe those points are a little skewed. But Luke Weaver, really good young pitcher, stud. I would love Luke Weaver. I would love to make a deal for Luke Weaver, Adam. You let me know. Hosmer finally hits his first home run in San Diego. He's batting 288, not doing too bad. Only averaging 3.6 points. Really weird because you'll have a guy batting 300, only averaging 3.5 points, and then you'll have a guy batting 180, and they're averaging 7 points. It's just we're in the beginning of the season. When you have a guy throw up 25 points in the game because he hits 2 home runs, it just happens. Don't be discouraged by that. He's having a good year. Gary Sanchez was on your bench, almost fucked you really bad when he had that sick game against Boston, 2 home runs. I think he had like 25 points. Almost fucked you over. You dropped Keuchel because he had 3 bad starts. Don't like the move. Don't like it at all. Um, Everything, all his peripherals have been what they were last year. Maybe he's just been really unlucky. I haven't really looked at his numbers, but he's a top 30 guy. Um, he's really good, Dallas Keuchel. I don't think he should have been dropped. He should have been traded. Who knows? You never know. Sometimes you drop a guy the beginning of the year who shouldn't have been dropped, and they wind up being as bad as you thought they were going to be, and they actually wind up hurting a team. You never know. I'm going to compare that to, I don't know, like say like fantasy football, there's like guys in the 30s range like Marshawn Lynch or Keenan Allen. Like Marshawn Lynch was absolutely dog shit. If you dropped him week 2, people would have been like, what the fuck are you doing? But he was dog shit. Keenan Allen, you drop him week 2, people are like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And then they're like, yo, you see what you did? You fucked your team over. That could actually be the case either way. I'm not sure what it's going to be. We have to see how it's gonna play out. But I definitely don't like you dropping him. I definitely think you should have made a trade, include him in a deal. Maybe him not being the centerpiece of a deal. Maybe offering 2 guys for 1. Maybe Albies and Keuchel and you get another ace. I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there. Yeah. Going into Max and Tyler's team. Max and Tyler are the only other team that are incredibly hurt, worse than me. Every single one of their players have ankle injuries. I've never seen anything like it. Adam Eaton, Johnny Cueto. They had 2 more. Who the fuck was it? Adam Eaton, Johnny Cueto. Oh, Xander Bogaerts. Was it Daniel Murphy too? No, Daniel Murphy got a knee. But it's crazy. All you guys have ankle injuries. Bogarts, I think, might be out more than what they say he's going to be out for, just solely based on the fact he has a fracture. And I think fractures take more than 10 days to heal. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor. Murphy's coming back soon. Extending spring training games are starting for him. Can't really blame you for picking him the way you picked him, though. Turner as well. Bumgarner as well. But when you have this this many guys that are hurt, when you draft that many guys that are hurt and then more guys get hurt on your team, you have to start thinking about making moves possibly. Murphy, I think you're going to get full value for him. Whatever he is, you're going to get full value for him because he's coming back. So that's definitely a guy I would definitely think about trading, simply based on the fact you don't have enough guys. You're starting Nick Senzel, Washington. You're starting him. He's not even in the majors. He's going to give you 0 points. He's another Jerry Giannini, okay? But Max, what I do see on your team, you have a lot of potential as long as these guys get healthy. If they don't get healthy, your team is going to be horrible. That's just what it is. But I definitely think none of these guys have really debilitating injuries. No hamstrings, just bone injuries. You have broken bones, fractured bones, broken hands. You got all breaks, which is good. Believe it or not. But you were led. Let's see who you were led by. You were led by Chris Sale, who Sale 46.6 points. Didn't have the quality start yesterday, which kind of sucks. Only gives up 2 runs on the week, 16 strikeouts. Stud. Starling Marte putting his team on his back, though. 21 points yesterday, 45 on the week. Almost put you over the top. You only wound up losing by 12 points. It's fucking sick. Blake Snell, really high on Blake Snell this year. He looks pretty good. My only bad thing that I don't like about him, he plays the Yankees and he plays the Red Sox a lot. And when he's playing on the road in those stadiums, I'm not really high on him. I'm nervous to start him in those spots. You got the best catcher in baseball, Yadi Molina, just being a stud again. 30 points on the week. He's got 5 home runs already this year. Really surprising. He's number 1 overall for a catcher. Vince Velasquez, another young stud pitcher. 6 2/3 innings pitch, quality start. Pitch against bad teams, Tampa and Miami. Might want to temper those expectations with him. I still like him a lot, though. Aaron Sanchez, big game. 8 innings against Baltimore, quality start. Big time, 25 points. A.J. Pollock staying healthy. Let's go, A.J. 3 hits, 26 points, okay? Very hard to do. Getting all those counting stats. That's what you need to be good. Counting stats in points leagues. You got Miller and you got Archie. Okay? Two really good relievers that aren't closers, but you're gonna start them like they're closers because they put up points like closers. There's gonna be these weeks where they have two holds, a save, and a win. Just because they're going to pitch sporadically through the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. You don't know when they're going to pitch. It just depends on where teams are in the lineup. And we've seen that with both teams. Archie Bradley getting the save last Monday. Homer Bailey, fucking really good game pitch. He took the tough loss. Quality start, though. They wound up taking him out in the 7th. Yeah, and then Arenado getting suspended, too. That also fucks you. He's going to be out for another 3 games, I think. Going to be tough, Max and Tyler. You got to start making moves, though. You're lucky David Price isn't hurt, because that would have been really bad if David Price was hurt. He said he hurt his hand. Usually the hand numbness, when you start getting that's like Tommy John shit. It goes into the hand, then you get the forearm shit, and then it's the whole UCL, Tommy John, bam, you're done. But tests came back positive for David Price. It looks like he's going to be fine. I think your team is going to be fine. Hopefully you get healthy soon. Hopefully getting Eaton back. Hopefully Senzel Washington comes up. It's got to be coming up soon, man. They're past that deadline that passed on Saturday. Rookies are going to be coming up left or right. Be prepared to add some guys, everyone, okay? Because I'm fucking adding guys. All right? Later, guys. Peace.